We entered the playoffs with 5 teams, and 5 teams still remaining here in the second round. As we preview it here on the Telegram Football Insiders, Josh Welch alongside Foster Lander. Foster, Rocky Mount High, one of 3 area teams to be hosting games this week. They will take on South Johnston. On paper, potentially the easiest game, considering the Trojans are the 11th seed in the 3A East, but certainly not going to be that much of a cakewalk for the Griffons.
I think this is kind of a sneaky tough game for Rocky Mount High. The way that they've been playing, they haven't been sharp the past few weeks. They kind of sleepwalked through the Northern Nash game, and same thing with Burlington Williams. And South Johnston gave Southern Nash a lot of trouble. That game probably should never have gone to overtime in the regular season. South Johnston a 2-touchdown lead that they blew right at the end. So they'll have to get the passing game going a little bit, and if they can do that, they should be fine.
Forrest Bell has not had to rely on that arm a little bit, actually, really, at all this season. So I'll be curious to see how he adjusts if the Griffons need to pass the ball a little bit, trying to get out of the second round for the first time since 2008. Looking at Southern Nash pulling off a spectacular upset over West Craven on the road, and things only get tougher for them with the number 1 overall seed in the 3A East there. Eastern Alamance, a dual-threat quarterback who's committed to play linebacker at Elon. What do the Firebirds need to do if they're going to pull off a second consecutive upset and get to that third round?
Well, it's a tough trip, obviously, to the number 1 seed, but if anybody has the athletes that can match up with the number 1 seed, especially on the outside, guys like Nadir Thompson, Taj Deans, the ECU commit. So obviously they have the guys that can make big plays, and if they can make a couple big plays, if Zach Foster can take care of the football, threw a pick 6 last week and they managed to survive. So if he can be turnover free, then they got a chance.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how the Firebirds athletes match up with that dual threat quarterback, something Southern Nash does not see too much of during the regular season. And of course, it's a great time to be an Edgecombe County football fan. All 3 high schools, not only in the playoffs, but probably favorites tonight. We'll start with the Vikings. Tarboro kind of on that march to what we think is going to be a big-time matchup against Warsaw James Keenan next week. But they first got to get through a tricky Lakewood team here tonight.
And Lakewood's a team that we were just talking about. They've struggled a little bit on the road, and so obviously Tarboro is not an easy trip, but Tarboro, they've been running the football well. The defense has been forcing turnovers, and I don't see any reason why they don't kind of get through this week with not too much trouble.
Yeah, no, I mean, Tarboro has probably been the best team in terms of consistency since the massive bye week in early October. Rocky Mount has played just as well, but as you mentioned, they've kind of sleepwalked through a couple of games. Southwest Edgecombe, they host East Bladen, a game that similar to last year in the second round is very much a mirror image of themselves. East Bladen, a team that's going to pound the football at them. Talking with Coach Jonathan Cobb last night, he said that at one point during the first round, East Bladen ran the same power I play 9 consecutive times. And basically said, listen, this is what we're running. You know what we're going to run. Now it's up to you to stop it. So it'll be interesting to see how the Cougars, a smaller, more athletic defense, handle a power running team like East Bladen. And, of course, there's the North Edgecombe Warriors who, despite all the odds, is looking poised to make a third-round appearance. They go to Weldon, a team they've already beaten this year. And, of course, my favorite stat from all the research I've done so far, Weldon 6-0 against teams that have won 3 games or fewer, 0-5 against teams that are 500 or better. The Warriors sitting at 6-5, that bodes well for them. But I guess the last question I really have for you, Foster, is we started tonight with 5 teams. How many teams do we have when Friday night ends?
4. I think everybody but Southern Nash gets it done.
Well, I certainly agree with you, but if the Firebirds do somehow pull off the upset, you'll hear about it right here on the Telegram Football Insiders.